And we are back. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Baked, you were actually on Twitch and saw the banner announcement. Yes, because I suppose the notification hasn't actually gone through yet, because Twitch is weird like that. But yes, welcome back to the stream, everybody. And that right there was Pollyanna / I Believe in You from, well, EarthBound. And it's the reorchestration version of it from the Smash Brothers series. But yes, finally time to get back to Retro Sunday, and I've been thinking a lot about EarthBound lately, and I already streamed Mother almost a year ago now, I think. And that was the first time I'd ever played that. But EarthBound is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time. We actually did own a copy of it. I don't know, well, I say we own. I own, it's right here. Like, there's my copy of EarthBound. Like, we got a copy of it not long after it came out, I believe. And I don't know where we found it. We found it in a game store, I think, closer to the central part of the province. I think we were on a road trip once when me and my brother were kids, and we just found it somewhere. And when they released EarthBound in North America, they released it in a box set, and it came with the player's guide. I wish I had the player's guide here, because the player's guide is phenomenal. It's almost like a travelogue. Like, the first section, the first page of every section for every town is like a local newspaper that shows you the stuff that's happening in the town. It's a fairly well done player's guide. I do love me a good player's guide. I don't have it on me currently. It is still within our possession. I think my brother has it out home. So next time I go out home, I might see if I can find it and then show it on stream or something. But yes, EarthBound. Give you the rundown of EarthBound. For, I mean, you know, the cover of the game is basically the image that's on the cart, but, you know, we'll show it so you can get a better look at it. As a matter of fact, it says right there, bonus inside. Oh no, there's a cat. Bonus inside, this kitten. She's not pleased about that. But anyway, so it says right there on the thing, bonus inside, player's guide. So the player's guide did come with it. The thing, well, I suppose I may as well say, EarthBound was first released back in Japan in 1994, August 27th of 1994, and it was released the following year, June 5th, in North America. And I'm not going to go through the entirety of the creation of this game, because the creation of this game is very involved. If you want to have some real fun, you should look it up sometime. But, let's see. Oh, what can I say? I had all this... You were alive for its release! Nice! Oh yeah, you're younger than me, aren't you? Yeah, when EarthBound came out, I was 7, I think. Yeah, I would have been 7. I was born in 88. I have EarthBound on my face still. That I do! The cat has distracted me. As you can see her tail go by. Anyway. Okay, so, EarthBound. EarthBound came out in 95 in North America. Okay, it took 5 years to develop, I think, which was quite a long time back then. I mean, it's nothing for a game to take that long to develop now. I mean, Lord, it took, what, them 8 years to do Red Dead Redemption 2. Elder Scrolls 6 has been in development, I think, ever since Skyrim came out, so that was 10 years ago now. But back then, 5 years was a lot of time. To the point where the game was going to be straight up cancelled at one point. But Satoru Iwata, the guy who was... Yeah, 8 years for Cyberpunk as well. But Satoru Iwata, the guy who was president of Nintendo for a while before he sadly passed away when he had that surgery for a bile duct problem, Iwata was brought on as a programmer for that game. And not just him, of course. There were some other guys who were working on the game as well. But Iwata is typically credited with being the reason why EarthBound's... There goes the cat again. Why EarthBound even came out in the first place. Because there was... I remember hearing this story that the coding was an absolute mess, and he pulled an all-nighter and single-handedly fixed all of it. And it's because of him the game was able to be released. Which is insane. considering what an influential game that it ended up becoming. Now, it didn't sell very well in North America when it was first released, and part of that is because they didn't really know how to market it, and they used a lot of gross-out humor for it. Now, there's a lot of gross-out humor in the game as well, but nowhere near as much as the, oh, that's what you like to do too, code all night to fix other people's mess. Now, there is a fair bit of gross-out humor in EarthBound anyway, but not near as much as the marketing campaign would lead you to believe. So they had this really weird marketing campaign where they kept saying that this game stinks. And along with the player's guide, there was a bunch of trading cards in the back that were actually scratch and sniff trading cards of the enemies you could fight. And bear in mind, one of the types of enemies you can fight is a literal pile of puke. So you can kind of see where that went. So this is part of the reason why the game didn't sell very well initially in North America. It ended up getting a cult following, and, you know, people ended up loving it. I don't know how true this is. This is just some random thing that I see on here in terms of reception and future in the fandom. Apparently, EarthBound was an influence on South Park co-creator Trey Parker, so EarthBound is part of the reason why South Park got made? Apparently. It's the first I've ever heard of that. Maybe it's true. But I guess the small-town American setting and child protagonist is probably the reason why, you know, Trey Parker probably saw that and was like, oh yeah, I might have an idea for something like that. And let's be honest, while South Park is incredibly crass in comparison to EarthBound, the basics are kind of there, aren't they? You have 4 main child protagonists, aliens show up rather frequently, weird stuff keeps happening that nobody really bats an eye at. Yeah, a lot of the stuff you have to deal with in EarthBound do eventually show up in South Park at one point or another. So yes, I would totally buy that EarthBound is part of the reason why South Park got made. Wow, yeah, that's a weird thing. I never thought of that. Anyway, I love EarthBound. It's one of my favorite games. It is basically a typical turn-based RPG, but the setting and the story is just, I don't know. I'm just going to stop rambling about it, and we're just going to jump into it. Although it's telling me the thing is shutting down. Yeah, I should probably switch back over to the webcam until that actually gets started. Oh, and I should also plug in the thing. Nope, the stream is over. It's shutting down. We're not able to play this right now. While I do own a physical copy of EarthBound, I'm going to be playing it through the, mini SNES, because it's just more convenient that way. It's already hooked up. It's already hooked up via, HDMI. Yeah, good game. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, there you go. That's what, like a new world record for EarthBound speedrun, 12 minutes. Here and gone again. Hello, Rolls. Welcome back to the stream. Yes, I did just end the stream 12 hours ago. However, today, this is probably the best time I have to stream, because I've got other stuff I need to do later on in the day. But I'm free right now, so let's do a couple hours of EarthBound. It might not be terribly long, but I do want to get into it. But yes, welcome, Rolls. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Let's play us some EarthBound. The cat is up hiding behind the curtain in the window. She'll probably jump out of there and scare the shit out of me later. EarthBound, the war against Gygus. I like how spooky the title card in the game is. The opening credits thing is really good in this game too, so let's watch that for a bit. That's another thing I feel a lot of games don't do anymore. Actually give you like a little preview movie before the game actually begins. Yeah, you know, like this. So upbeat. These children swimming through a swamp. That Fall Guys throws you off so much, it just goes to a title screen with complete silence. That's a game I haven't played in a while. It was fun while it lasted, but I kinda went meh. It's one of those online competitive games that I actually do enjoy playing, but I'm not big on online competitive games. I don't know, I just love the settings in this game. There's just something very lived in about the places you can go to here. Oh look, a dead body. Right after I say lived in. Anyway. Let's actually begin. Fall Guys is one of those games that was big for a hot minute and then kind of fell off everybody's radar. I think a big reason why it got so big is because if you had a PS Plus account, you ended up getting it for free. There goes the cat again. Because that's how I got it. I probably would not have had any intention to play it whatsoever if not for the fact that I just got it through a PS Plus subscription. Medium speed's probably good enough. Stereo! What style of windows do you prefer? Plain, mint, strawberry, banana, peanut butter. Well, peanut flavor. I'll probably go plain flavor. Please name him. Yeah, let's just hit don't care because they're going to automatically name them. Name her too. I'll stick with their canonical names. Name your friend. Because Paula's not my friend, she's just, you know, her. Name another friend. Been interesting seeing all the Animal Crossing streams where people basically started playing it again for the first time since the initial COVID lockdowns, going, wow, I haven't played this in so long, like me! I was intending to play it again this weekend, but then I did not. I just started playing Stardew Valley again. Pooh. The unfortunately named Pooh. Name your pet. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I think his canonical name is King, but I need to name him after my brother's dog. My brother's dog, who sadly passed away like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. But he was a big, goofy, lovable bastard, so this dog kind of strikes me as being the same. Thus, he will be Brew. Favorite homemade food? Oh, that's a good question. I have so many. I do, although I do love me some dessert, so maybe we'll stick with this cake. See, the funny thing about this is, if you wanted to be real silly, you can put in a bunch of different stuff here. Because whatever you put in, whenever you talk to the main character's mother, she feeds you that and tells you to go to bed. So I can say, oh, my favorite food is whiskey. You know, whiskey, brewed in my own still. Have some whiskey and go to bed. Steak, pie, pasta. I like cake, though. Let's go with cake. Actually, no, you know what? It's such a small thing. Like, there's a couple of choices that I don't want to screw with here, but this one doesn't really matter much. So let's just put in whiskey. We're good. Ness is a child alcoholic. Whisk. Well, it can be spelled without the E, so whiskey. What's your favorite thing? Rockin', hammer, love, gifts, slime, gaming, boxing, rockin'. This only changes the name of Nessa's base Psy ability, so I don't really know. I might just stick with Psy Rockin', that's a nice standard. Yeah, we'll go with Psy Rockin'. Sure, yep. And then the game screams at me. The year is 1990X. For not being able to fit in chewing bubblegum and kicking ass. Oh, if only I could. Annette, a small town in Eagle Land. Spooky noises play all night long. Nessa's house. Nessa's house. Look at that bedhead. The dream is coming true. Problem here. Hey bro, did the sound wake you up? Were you freaked out? I'm going to steal your bat. Crack bat is one of the items that can be equipped. Oh yeah, that's right. I like to think that she broke Nessa's bat and tried to hide it. That's probably what happened there, right? What was that noise? Ness, you don't seem scared. Are you nuts? And now you want to go check it out? Oh, okay. You'll sneak out of your room anyway, even if I ask you not to. Please change out of your jammies before you go. Iconic video game outfit. Be careful. Come home as soon as you can. What an understanding mother, having you go out in the middle of the night to see what a giant bomb-like sound was. Besides humans, dogs also sleep at night. Why aren't you asleep? I want to return home, but the road is closed. People are taking this meteorite situation too seriously. South of the suburbs of Annette? Annette police are infamous for closing roads if something is going on. We're going for the world record. Didn't realize there were records for that kind of thing. Don't panic, it's just a... What? Meteorite that... Who? Fell. I just wanna... What? Go home. Yeah, the player's guide I was talking about that has a little newspaper blurb at the beginning of each area does specifically mention the excessive amount of roadblocks that this police force puts up. Did you hear the big bang? I think a meteorite landed nearby. I want to be the first to see it, okay? I'm going to try to be the first to get there. Let's go see my shitty neighbors. Although not him, he's okay. Oh, hi. Pokey, my brother, ran out of here to chase after a police car. He said, Picky, you should stay home. So I'm home watching our house. Mom and Dad aren't home yet. They went out to an elegant restaurant. That was one of the things they changed in the translation. his name might still be Picky, I'm not sure, but Pokey's name is in reality supposed to be Porky, so... Also, wait. If they're so rich, why is there only one bedroom with 2 beds? There's 4 of them. I mean, presumably the parents sleep in the same bed, but I guess the brothers do too, all in the same room, though. If anything, I like the fact that we have separate rooms. Of course, that being said, there's only 2 bedrooms there. So the mother doesn't have a bed. Don't you know what time it is? Get your butt home, pronto! A meteorite has landed, the sharks are running wild in town, you kids are wandering around, and I'm hungry. I hate my job. It's dangerous to go to the hilltop. Even if I advise you not to go, it won't stop you, will it? Yeah, the person I most sympathize with is that guy. Or empathize with, I should say. I too am concerned about the sharks running wild and the fact that I'm hungry. Who are you talking to? Oh, wait, no, I wasn't close enough. Hey you! Don't you know what time it is? Too damn late. Oh, it's this guy. Treasure Hunter, this is Liar X Edgerate's house. Hey Ness, hiya buddy! Meteorite fell down and went boom! It was a real mess for a while. I was fine because I always eat garlic and work out to help make my body stronger. However, the weaker citizens probably fainted. I also want to tell you. Whoops! I almost told you about my... By the way, Ness, did you check my billboard? I wrote the message myself. That's my real job, you know. I'm a billboard guy. Why don't you check out my work? Already did, thank you. That meteorite looks different than usual. It's strange and marvelous, as well as mysterious. Ooh. How many meteorites have you seen in your lifetime, Mr. Policeman? Hey, Ness! Don't be rubbernecking. You're getting in the cops', I mean, officer's way. You can go home now. Tomorrow I, Pokey, will tell you more about the strange meteorite. I'm fine here, but you're bugging the officers. Shh. Nice timing, Ness. Will you do something about Pokey? It's driving me nuts. Are you 2 friends? Sure. And you live in the house next to his, I see. Clear out, get out of my way, clear out, get out of my way, clear out, get out of my way, clear out. Of way out, get my. Whoops, my mistake. I mean, get out of my way. I'm sure things are safe in the hands of Annette's finest. And the town's most annoying child. I'm going to take this cliff bread roll and going home. This dialogue is great. No, the dialogue in EarthBound is legitimately entertaining most of the time, and oddly moving in a lot of spots. Welcome home, Ness. It's not necessary to talk about it tonight. It's late. Scoot off to bed now. Have a glass of whiskey and go to bed. Later that night. The knocking. Someone's knocking at the door. What an annoying knock. My land! Who could be knocking at the door at this time of night? Would you answer it? I got fleas sucking me dry, so I'm just gonna lie still for now. Hey, listen to what I gotta say. When I took Picky to the place where the meteorite landed... Oh, good evening, ma'am. You're looking lovely as usual. Oh god, you know what I thought of? If it is indeed true that one of the co-creators of South Park was partially influenced by this game, Kurtman is fucking Pokey. That's where he came from. Because Pokey ends up becoming a monster, spoiler for this game, so... He's an annoying little asshole to begin with, and then he becomes something monstrous the further into the game you get. So yeah, that's exactly where Kurtman came from. Anyway, as I was saying, the police that were guarding the meteorite landing left suddenly to deal with the sharks. You know, the sharks? They're the local ruffians. They were really going wild. Suddenly, I noticed that Piggy was gone. I blame the cops. It certainly wasn't my fault at all. When my dad gets back, I know I'm gonna get it. You're my bestest friend. Won't you help me find Picky? Sure. Only because I like Picky. You're a bit of a jerk, honestly. Okay, good buddy. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Before we go, why don't you say goodbye to your mom? Don't you agree, man? I know that the dog is unreliable, but you should take Brew along. A cracked bat in Tracy's room should help out at a time like this. Hello, V. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. No matter what anyone says, you're a courageous, strong boy. You're my very own natural-born fighter. You'll go far. Remember, to go for it. But I think you should change out of your jammies before you leave. But I want to fight aliens in my pajamas. I'll do everything I can to help you. Good luck on your adventure. Might get hungry along the way, so here is a cookie. Best sister. Just got the cookie. You can also leave anything you don't need with me. You want me to hang on to something? Be careful. Yeah, sure, you're cool. Whatever. What? Goddamn, Mom, tell me how you really feel. Okay, Rolls, good luck on your errands, my friend. You want me to go with you? I guess I have no choice. Let's go. My mother is immediately sick of my shit. This is why she gives me a glass of whiskey every night. Brew joins you. Alright! You go out in front, and I'll follow at a safe distance. Let's get going. Pokey joins you. This has been a very eventful night. Ness, answer the phone. Hello, it's your dad. Work to exhaustion when you're young. Have you ever heard of a weird saying like this? Just remember, I'm always behind you 100%. Don't be afraid. I know that you're brave. You can do it. Don't forget to call me periodically during your adventure. I can make a record of your progress when you call me. Oh yeah, I deposited $30 into your bank account. You have your ATM card? Withdraw your money from any cash machine and buy whatever you need. Good luck, my boy. Feel like such a hero. What? Well, the father of a hero at least. Wah! Slam! Beep! Wait, was that the case in Mother as well? Like, you called your father for... I think that was the case in Mother. So yeah, in both Mother and in this game, your father never makes a physical appearance, and that's how you get money. He deposits money into your bank account. Dog! Dog fight! Pokey, apologize profusely. Pokey smiled insincerely. I thought the dog was evolving. Pokey played dead. Wrong game, V. Wrong game. Runaway dog became tame. I beat it back into its senses. Just realized the power of life up A. Ness suddenly knows how to use psychic abilities. Dog evolved into Dog the Bounty Hunter. That seems like a weird evolution, but okay. But still, oddly makes sense. Yeah, I like how the implication in this game is that the alien invasion is causing animals and people to start acting weird. And you bring them back to their senses by just means of extreme physical violence. Oh, it's a Digimon-style evolution. Okay, I see. If I remember correctly, the evolutions in Digimon were a lot more wild than in Pokemon. Bigger swings, bigger changes. Hey Ness, like I said, my dad isn't home yet. Gotta bring Picky back before he comes home. Try to help you a little. It either gets bigger or gets cleavage when it evolves. Yeah, they had a specific, style, shall we say, in Digimon, didn't they? You engage the coil snake. Pokey thought to himself. Oh boy, 1 experience point. Yeah, when I was younger, I was really into Pokemon, but Digimon was something I never really got into much, so I am very clueless about a lot of that. Pokey seems to be doing a lot of thinking to himself. All kinds of thoughts bouncing around in the empty echo chamber overhead of his. I really love the sprite work on the dog. I don't know, just look at his little face. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Snake! Snake! I mean, at least the dog is being relatively useful. He's not always attacking, but he attacks sometimes. Here we have Pokey apologizing to a snake. The snake has mad balance. It does. It really does. I mean, not anymore because I smushed it, but... Hey Ness! I was too busy to investigate, but I heard a child's voice on the hilltop. I'm a busy man, but when I do a job, I do it well. I'm a man's man. Or... Oof. Too manly for me. I knew this was going to be such a scary place. I wouldn't have come along. I'm out of here. Godspeed, my loyal companion. Hey, Bullcut. What? Oh, you woke me up. Pokey, I've been looking all over for you. You see, Pokey got scared and ran away. Well, I'm glad that you're okay at least. Let's go home now. I bet Mom and Dad are worried sick about us. Gee, sometimes I wonder which one of us is the real big brother. Picky joins you. Ness! You hear a buzzing that sounds like a bee flying around? Yes. Yes, you can hear it! And now a character that gets hardly any explanation as to why he's here. Or what he is, I should say. A bee I am... not. I'm from 10 years in the future. And, in the future, all is devastation. So the latest that would be 2009, then, if it's 10 years in the future. Although if it's from the game's release, it's 2005. Gygus, the universal cosmic destroyer, sent all to the horror of eternal darkness. However, you must listen! Where I am from, there is a well-known legend that has been handed down from ancient times. It says, when the chosen boy reaches the point, he will find the light. No, V, I don't know. What kind of bees live in shirts? I'm sure the answer is going to be fantastic. What kind of bees live in shirts? I should have seen that one coming. The answer is, of course, boobies. That sounds kind of scary to me, though. Ooh, bees. But the Halloween Spooktacular was a month ago. The passing of time will shatter the Nightmare Rock and will reveal the path of light. You see, it is my opinion that you are that boy, Ness. This I believe. Gygus' monstrous plan must have been set in motion somewhere on Earth. If you start to confront the enemy immediately, you may have time to counter the evil intentions of Gygus. 3 things are of the utmost importance: wisdom, courage, and friendship. The legends from the ancient times tell of 3 boys and a girl who defeat Gygus. I will tell you more later. Go now, and do not be anxious about the future. Man, I'm always anxious about the future. You can't tell me not to be. Reminds you of a birthday card your mom got. Your mom got you one year. Open up for a pair of boobies, and on the inside were a pair of bees going boo. Classic mom joke. You have much work to do, Ness. Did you listen to what I told you? Yes. Thank you for listening to my long story. You are as exceptional as I expected you to be. You can pick up your frickin' ears. Your mom was the queen of dad jokes. Dads don't only have the corner on dad jokes. Buzz now joins you. He's not a bee, and yet his name is Buzz. Yes! Looks like you're really in a lot of trouble this time. 3 boys, he said? You're not one of those 3, am I? Because I'm not into this kind of thing at all. Jeez, my heart is almost pounding right out of my chest. I mean, you are going to get weirdly involved with this story, Pokey, but no, not as one of my friends. Ness, buddy, I have something to tell you, and only you. Can you come visit me later alone? Sure, strange man living on the mountain. I, a miner, can come visit you. I'm sure it's not going to be the subject of several true crime podcasts several years down the line. Robot! It's been a long time, Buzz. You've been successful at foiling Master Gygus' plans. But, Buzz, you must now surrender. You're no longer a hero, but just a useless insect. Stomp you hard! Starman Jr. blocked the way. Who would absolutely wreck me if not for the fact that Buzz is here. See, at least Picky is trying to fight. He's only doing 1 hit point of damage, but at least he's not playing dead. Oh damn, smash. $95 damage. Picky is chanting a magic spell! Bucky tried to edge closer to the enemy. It'd be hilarious if Picky is the one that tries that actually lands the killing blow, but it's probably not going to happen. Highly likely it's going to be Buzz. Here he is just throwing these incredibly powerful psychic attacks at me. But they do nothing. This taste of power before things go to shit. This particular brand of enemy gets incredibly difficult the further into the game you get. Matter of fact, the one that's on the cover of the game, I think it's a Starman King, or something it's called. There's an area of the game you fight those things, and you can get... It's the only weapon the character Pooh can actually equip, and it's incredibly potent. But it only drops off of that one enemy in that one area, and it's got a really small chance. Will I try to farm for that item? I don't know. We'll see. I got more smarter by killing an alien. Phew. I was taking a big chance there. He came from 10 years in the future to kill me, so we can't relax yet. From now on, you'll be fighting enemies sent by Gygus, as well as humans who have evil thoughts. They'll definitely make trouble during your adventure. Animals are also becoming violent, due to Gygus' influence over the evil in their minds. There's no evil in the animals. All puppers are good boys and girls. It is the truth, so listen. Oh god, her face. Where in Sam Hill have you boys been? I'll have to think of a suitable punishment. I'm really sorry that my kids troubled you so much. Both of you are really gonna get it now. Some good old-fashioned child abuse. By the way, I would be happy if you left sometime soon. I'm tired of your family living next door. We've loaned your father a lot of money. Is that some of the money he's been sending me? May have been $100,000 or more. Well, I guess it really could have been less. But because of the loan, my family and I now live in poverty. Sure you do. My husband is much too lenient with the children. Oh well, nice guys finish last. That's the story of our life. Ah! I think it's a dung beetle. I'll smash your guts out. This almighty time-traveling hero has been laid low by this reprehensible woman. I was much weaker than I thought, so you must now begin your adventure. See, you... Oh, I just remembered. Listen to my final words. To defeat Gygus, your own power must unite with the Earth's. The Earth will then channel your power and multiply it. There are 8 points that you must visit. Make these places your own. Each of these locations is your sanctuary. One of them is near Onett. It is called Giant Step. Go there first. Do you understand? No. If you keep saying no, the longer he'll stay alive, but let's not let him live in misery. Alright. You are a very intelligent young man, and... Oh, the pain. Everything is getting dark. Ugh. Before I pass on, I want to give you something. It is the Sound Stone. You can record the melodies from the 8 Your Sanctuary locations into the stone. It is an awesome item. By the way, I'm almost gone. But did you want to hear the story one more time? No, I think I'm good. Hey, so I'm dying, but if you didn't quite catch that, did you need to hear it again? Good! It is already dawn outside, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm fading fast. Ah! Ness got the Sandstone! Buzz is dead. My husband is very soft-hearted, sure he is. Oh yeah, this guy. pictures taken instantaneously. I'm a photographic genius, if I do say so myself. Okay, get ready for an instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready? Say, Fuzzy Pickles. Wow, what a great photograph. It'll always bring back the fondness of memories. Bye, mystical photo man. Hello, mystical butterfly. Magic butterfly made Ness relax. Some good old-fashioned G-rated drugs. Anyway, let's go talk to the creepy dude up on the mountain. I'll probably swing into the house. First I fight this crow. You engage the spiteful crow. I have to beat up the wildlife to increase my strength. Son of a bitch, that was my bread roll! Well, at least I got a cookie. Yeah, one detriment in this game is that, like any RPG of this era, you have to do a bit of level grinding at some point or another. However, when you get powerful enough, weaker enemies start running away from you, which is very handy. And if you end up getting into a fight with an enemy that is very much below your skill level, you just automatically win the fight. Which is nice. Steal a cookie, take a cookie. Delicious, delicious crow cookie. Have at thee, dog! I may actually need to heal myself in a moment. Like any RPG, in the early days, even the smallest amount of damage can be dire. That bed looks horrifying. This is the scene of a horror movie. He's going to bury me underneath his house now. I'm doing this because I trust you. First, let's go to the basement. Ah, I can tell by the look on your face you don't want to hang out, do you? That's alright. After all, we're not even related. I know you think I'm a big liar, but maybe I'll surprise you. This music is not instilling me with confidence. Also, I don't know what the structural integrity of your house is like now with all these holes in the ground. SNES, buddy! I found proof of a great treasure. A huge haul! Yeah, I'll show you, but you're the only one. Come on. And if you tell anyone, I'll gut you like a fish. Ooh, sparkly. This is a sign of what lies below. I just need a little time. Destiny is to find and dig up the buried treasure. I'll eat garlic and work out to help strengthen myself. Go home now. You're getting in the way of my work. I may start to get greedy thoughts. The golden statue is glowing strangely. Keep that statue in mind. It's going to become a lot more important than you'd think. There's a lot of stuff that happens at the beginning of the game that keeps coming up later, come to think of it. Problem here. I don't know if I want to be rummaging around that man's drawers anyway. Who knows what horrible secrets I may find. That's Snake's face. coiled around you and attacked. That suddenly could not move. Oh, that sucks. The all of one experience point I just got. Ooh, okay. I turned around just in time. If an enemy attacks you from behind, it takes the initiative, which is not good depending on what you're fighting. The snake probably wouldn't be too bad, but... Tiny trees. Tiny, tiny trees. Now 4. Oh, baby, offense went up by 5. I've gotten so offensive. Speed went up 2, guts went up by 2, luck went... Maximum HP went up by 1. Okay. Just realized the power of Hypnosis A. Ah, you won! Okay, the snakes are now too weak to even bother with, which is good to know. Hey Mom, I met a bug. It's dead now. You're back! Don't bother yourself with talking now. You look too tired. Mothers understand these things. Eat some whiskey and scoot up to bed. Yeah, eat some whiskey and scoot up to bed. See, she freezes it. Freezes it and feeds it to me via ice cubes. I don't want to go out anymore. I don't care if everyone thinks I'm a stubborn mutt. I just picked up the receiver. Yes, it's your dad. I deposited $65 into your bank account. Taking away what you've spent, you should now have $95 in the bank. Your old dad was also thinking about hitting the hay for the night. Yes, you like to work hard, just like your mother. I don't think it's good to work too hard. You lazy bum. Anyway, let's head into town. So many lovely opportunities to contract rabies. Yeah, that's like an alternate dire reading of how this game plays out. Ness gets attacked by a stray dog at the beginning of the game, and then he just contracts rabies, and everything after this is just a dying hallucination. That's it, that's what EarthBound is. Pretty soon I'm probably going to be automatically beating them too. Why not public library? Use the library more. Sure thing, son. The library is a nice place to learn stuff. I got a lot of info about EarthBound. What? You can borrow maps for nothing. Stop breaking the fourth wall, random villager. Hi! Kids can borrow only maps at this library. You want to borrow one? Sure. Well, that isn't the only thing on the map. All the info is there, except for the info that isn't there. Pressing the X button allows you to view the map at any time. How convenient. You know the X button, located near the top. Huzzah! Map. Wait, what was that in the top left corner? Oh, ape. I'm cramming for the big test tomorrow. It's about games. Hotel rule. If you stay at a hotel, you wake up with full HP and PP. Life recovery rule. Recovering your life will give you full HP but 0 PP. I bet this stuff will be on the test. Quiet! Fine. Be a jerk. At Giant Step, there's a monster guarding that spot from the outside world. No one knows when the monster made Giant Step its territory. I wonder if he's stronger than my wife. Hello, creepy kid with a mask. A man of few words. It's useless talking to him now. Apparently. Recently, I sensed the presence of UFOs flying around. Or am I just dreaming? I recently read a book titled Our Convenient Society. It said that our modern society demands that there always be an ATM in hotels and drugstores. Just knowing that is convenient. I'm glad I read the book. I can't believe I didn't know that stuff. I'll check whether or not we have an ATM in our drugstore. I read the book called Our Society is Convenient. It said that these days there are always telephones in hotels and drugstores. I also learned that to use a green payphone costs $1. All the black phones are free. If you weren't aware of this, all your money could get eaten up by your phone calls. I'm glad I read that book. I have a lot of questions about the education system in this town, but okay. You're bothering people. It's my business to bother people. I can't believe I saw it with my own eyes. I was staring out the window and there it was, just fluttering there. I'd only seen it in the encyclopedia before. What was it? A magic butterfly. If you get close to a magic butterfly, all your cares fly away, just like a fluttering butterfly. Yep, yep. That's the effect of the legendary magic butterfly. I love talking about it. Oops. Sorry about the outburst. I got carried away with all the talk about lovely butterflies. I get it, you have a fetish. You freak. I'm researching Giant Step. It's located north and west of Arnett. I heard it possesses a special power. Magical powers. Don't talk to me. I'm thinking. Oh no, I'm in here. Don't try to come in, especially if you don't need to use the bathroom. Also, you probably should not come in here for another few hours after I leave. Yeah, just don't. Let's see what's up this way. Hey, kid. Ah, it's Pigpen. You know, from Peanuts. Yes, I'm doing watchout duty for the hideout. Can you take over? Just kidding. Being watchout is my job. I'll give you my Mr. Baseball cap. I know you've wanted it for a long time. It's the best cap for someone really brave like you. Just got the Mr. Baseball cap. Ooh, boost my defense by quite a bit. These are some rather dapperly dressed children. I had a dream about you and you were traveling with a cute girl. If the dream comes true, say hi to her for me. After all, I'm single. You've grown since I last saw you. You're beginning to look like a man. You're so cool. I think I really like you. Well, you know what I mean. Do I know what you mean? I'm flattered, but I don't feel the same way. Moly, moly, moly. I am not your enemy. I am simply your average run-of-the-mill mole. Would you like some hints on fighting enemies? Listen carefully. My hint involves which way you are facing when a battle with an enemy occurs. If you allow enemies to approach you from your back or side, they may get a surprise opening attack. When they approach you this way, your TV screen, I mean the world in front of you, will show a red swirl for a second. On the other hand, if you approach the enemy from the back or side, you may get a surprise opening attack. In that case, your TV, oops again, the world in front of you will show a green swirl. Point is, try to fight so that you always have the advantage. Giant step. North at the top of the mountain. Danger, do not enter. Dog. Yeah, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking in this game. A whole bunch. Look at these clowns. The shack was locked by someone from City Hall, so we can't use it. The reason it was closed is because a punk named Frank may have trashed the place. What a drag. Can't even change her clothes. And hotels are too expensive. I heard there's a big footprint on the hilltop behind this shack. I haven't seen it myself. Just a rumor. Traveling entertainer shack. Door's locked. I mean, I was just told that, but okay. That's right, you better run, Crow. Shh, what if someone overhears us? Right, whisper. Wahahaha! You jerk. Because... okay. The flowers in the garden are representative of those in your heart. Treat them both nice. But to read the sign, I have to stand on them. A girl named Paula lives in Tucson. My mother runs a preschool out of her home. I can't remember the name of the school, but I heard Paula's really special. Why is she special? Got to ask. Oh well. Welcome to beautiful Onnet, the wild flower of Eagleland. The drugstore is to the east. East is the opposite of west. Lo and behold, there it is. This dog has seen some shit, man. Woof woof. I'm Ruffini the dog. I'm being possessed by the spirit of the game designer. Ruff. Maybe that's why he looks so freaked out. You see the window showing HP and PP at the bottom of the screen? When you go to a store that has equipable items, this window will either flash, look normal, or become black. If you are allowed to equip an item, and it is stronger than your current item, the window will flash. If the item's power is equal to or less than your current equipped item, the window looks normal. If you can't equip the item, the window is black. Rough. Thought you'd like to know. Now it's time to become a regular dog again. Yeah, I know your hard-earned cash is important to you, but you should call your mom. She's probably got an ulcer from worrying about you. Well, that's the funny thing. That is a legitimate status condition that NES and only NES can get in this game. Homesickness. And the only way you can cure it is by calling his mother. So yeah, that is a thing in this game. It's not a big deal when you're still on it, but when you get further in the game, it does pay to call his mother on occasion, just so he doesn't get lonely. Anyway, I have to get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Okie doke. Hi, come in, come in. What can I do for you today? Ooh, T-ball bat. Yo-yo, baseball cap. Cheap bracelet. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Let's withdraw some cash. I want to take all the money. I want to take all the money because I need to buy more mundane implements to kill things with. I would like that T-ball bat. I can't remember what the difference between the T-ball bat and the yo-yo is. I think the yo-yo might do less damage, but make it easier to get crits? I don't know, I can't remember. Anyway, let's just stick with the T-ball bat. Do you want to, like, equip it here? Sure. This is offense changed from 13 to 17. I also like how they streamlined it so that you can equip and sell in the one, like, dialogue window here. I don't have enough money for the cheap bracelet. I'll be back. Burgs! Don't you think you get more food value out of 14 bucks worth of burgers than 8 bucks worth of french fries? You'll feel better and more energetic if you eat better foods. You know, like hamburgers. You know, you'll recover more health if you eat more expensive food. Just like in real life. So much more relaxed here. They never asked me, would you like fries with that shake? That's a distressing thing for a child to say. Seems like I'm always here. I hope you don't mind. It's in the trash. Now stuck around the trash can. Well, let's see here. There's a hamburger inside! I get hit by a truck. The arcade's full of sharks. I can't play there. You look so helpless. Are you okay? Good and strong. Kids of On It. B.H. Perkle. When you're in trouble, do you think you'd ever like to have a hint? Or why don't you get a hint from the next house? Oh, wait a minute, youngster. I could give you a great hint for just $35. You'd like a hint, wouldn't you? No, I'm good, thanks. You're awfully confident or $35 is too much to pay. Anyway, a young man like you is very unusual these days. Happen to need a hint? Come on back. Here all the time. I think I've got a general idea what I need to do, thanks. Help wanted. Policemen to close roads. Not a police department. At least they're honest. Are you Ness? My son said something about going to a hideout. I know what he was talking about. Are you kids doing the drugs? Mr. Lie Exaggerate, the treasure hunter, finally found something interesting. I heard he will only show it to you. Been there, done that. It's a creepy statue. This town is out of control. The wild boys are hanging out in the town, and the cops have really been cracking down on everyone. I'm considering moving to Tucson, a town in the south. The people of Annette are proud. B.H. Perkle. The mayor is proud of the people of Annette. Don't wander this far away from town. Fresh breeze movement. But I had to wander this far away from town to read the sign. I wonder if EarthBound has been released yet. But this... You wouldn't be able to tell me this if it wasn't, and... okay. Who's there? It's creepy in here. What, you won't answer? If it's creepy, why don't you just leave? I would rather be working as a parking meter cop. I've just been too busy lately. I'm sick of it. Man, am I steamed. Don't even try talking to me. The townspeople are in a state of confusion. Times like this, riots break out. People start acting wild. So we police are being ultra cautious. Psst, I'm not really one of the gang. I'm a cop, even if I don't look like it. This is a jail! You guys have no business being here! Yeah, I'm in here. Go and find another can. Huh, I was just joking. There's a good old-fashioned, corrupt, small-town police force. I heard there's a guy who stops to read each bulletin board he encounters. Then he says, "Check-a-rooney. Is that you? Are you that weirdo?" Oh, the road's closed again. on its claim to fame. The road to Tucson is closed. Can't just squeeze through the roadblocks either. Onett is famous for roadblocks. Don't talk to me, I'm on duty. Will I have Chief Strong's permission? I can't let you through. Okay. I want to tell you the story of the creature from the vegetable soup. But I won't, because I don't want to bother you with a story. That has nothing to do with your adventure. If I keep talking about unrelated stuff, you might start ignoring important messages. It's important for you to talk to people. Also, a person might give you a different message, depending on when you speak to them. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me again. Ah, so you see what I mean? It's important to take time out to talk with many people. Seems like every bakery's been making lucky sandwiches these days. They're kind of like fortune cookies, except you can win stuff. Oh yeah, and it's a sandwich. Okay, so maybe it's not like a fortune cookie. Anyway, the best thing that can happen is recover PP. Just wish I knew what PP was. Seems like a bit of a ripoff, because only a select few people can use psychic powers anyway, but... I like cottage cheese on bread. I haven't tried it. It's the latest craze in culinary circles. Delicious butterfly. Okay, I should start fighting the sharks to gain more power. But I don't want to get overwhelmed by them. Of course, that said, that wasn't terribly difficult. Because I need to take on their boss to continue with the next section of the game. Oh shit, here comes another one! That dude gunned it. Pogo Punk and its cohort. Yeah, the skate punk can call in more people. I should take him out. This is going poorly. I'm down! I'm down! This is why they're dangerous. Note to self, I have to be a bit more cautious. And I lost money too, I think. Let's do some more poking around before I actually go in to fight, before I go in to fight their leader. I think I want to buy that bracelet. Oh, I regained my health, but I lost my psi points. Well, hopefully I'm not going to need them yet anyway. Okay, stop dealing with punks. Beat up more wildlife. Yeah, let's go check over towards the hospital and town hall, perhaps. Oh, and the hotel. And then I should start slowly picking off members of the Sharks to gain more levels. Oh wow! Don't you think you'll be needing a weapon? Did you know the drugstore sells things you couldn't use? I like how weird that seems. It's like you go up and it's like, oh, there's a nice dog. The dog looks up at you. Don't you think you'll be needing a weapon? And then Ness becomes a serial killer. I knew about it. Hey kid, go buy a weapon. The dog told you to. Rumor has it the shark's boss is hanging out near the giant. I didn't think I needed a weapon until a dog told me I did. Right? I'm really in a foul mood. Why? Because the mayor doesn't like me. I think I'll just kick back for a while. This may take me a couple hours to sign this paper. Oh, aren't you Ness? Is it a school holiday today? Have you done your homework? Remember to brush your teeth before going to bed. Have you been wetting your bed? No. Can't say I have. Aren't you stuck? If you want a hint, come and get it. Eagle Land Hint Union. There are lots of snakes and stray dogs around on it. Is the mayor going to just let them run around doing whatever they want? I'm here to protest. Some suspicious-looking kids are hanging out in the woods north of the library. I wonder if they are members of the Sharks. To stop the spread of the gang, someone should shut down their gathering places, don't you think? I've started a movement that will stop all the bad influences on the children of Annette. I call it the Fresh Breeze Movement. Dum-dum. I think you should be more worried about the ruffians by the arcade, but okay. Don't have any openings for part-time employees at this time. I won't work for the government anyway. I tell you, I saw a giant ant one time at Giant Step. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to spoil it for you. Ah. I work for City Hall, but somehow Mayor Perkle bugs me. Let's keep this between you and me. The mayor's office is on the second floor. You need an appointment before you visit. I'm going to have to stop you if you try to see the mayor. But you didn't stop him. The mayor's busting his butt with all the troubles in town. Like the Sharks and the meteorite. Hey, are you the guy who's trying to reform the Sharks? Oh, reform. Reform, yes. Not reform. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yahoo! And then he becomes Mario because he's so amused. You gotta be kidding. Scram! Let's go! Woohoo! Problem here. Oh yeah, that's right, I can just hit the left button. Left shoulder button automatically check things. Good to know. Back here, you delicious butterfly. Excuse me while I freak out. Super EarthBound brothers. If one of your friends becomes unconscious, you should visit them at the hospital. You should check with the nurse receptionist and she will release your friend. It's a nice thing to remember, but it's alright if you forget. It's not like they'll die or anything. Clean, quiet, and beautiful on it, run by Mayor Perkle. Which hospital? The best hospital care on it. Put her life into operating on you. Point overlooking the sea has beautiful scenery. It's over that way. Such a beautiful place gets me all choked up. Oh, nobody home. Just breaking into people's houses willy-nilly. I moved here from the way away next town. In the next town there is the... what's the name? Polar Star Preschool. The preschool is at Paula's house. Paula uses... what is it called? Magic. Yeah, you know, magic. Magic is real. If you're trying to sell us the newspaper, go away. We don't read the paper. We don't want any milk either. Milk is delicious. But of course magic's real. You know. City Hall is to the east, you know, where the sun rises. Magic is just science that hasn't been explained yet. Okay, I haven't been over next to the hotel yet. Mom's really cooking now. Town home burgers. I forgot about that sign. Hotel Lonette. $35 per night for a single room. Say something funny. I'll listen. Can't wait any longer. I'm going back to watching the news. It's funnier than you. Burn. Just plain old garbage in the trash can. Break the course of violence. Don't break the wind of Don't break the wind of change. Fresh breeze movement. Okay, pop quiz. A Beatles song. XX yesterday. Can you fill in the blanks? Yes. That's correct. I'm impressed. I'll dart into the hotel after I maybe take on another shark. Don't want to fight too many of them in the one go, though. Hey, Frank. You want to meet Frank? You don't want Frank to beat you up, do you? You engage the Pogo Punk. Yeah, these guys do a lot of damage, but as long as I can take them on one at a time, I should be safe. I can beat them up and take their hamburgers. Okay, yeah, let's just lure this guy down here. Pogo Punk fell down! Oh, I kind of feel bad for beating up on this guy. He never learned how to use his pogo stick and I just curb stomped him. And stole his hamburger. You want to start a fight or what? Yes, yes I do. No help will come. You have no friends. Ah, can of fruit juice. My inventory is starting to get pretty full up. Why is that truck not moving? Open soon. Knock pizza on that branch. Oh no, this is gonna be a problem. Okay, we gotta try to take out the skate punk first. Probably heal myself after the first round. This could go poorly. X-Man Jr. started laughing hysterically in the weird onesie bodysuit thing that he's wearing. I love the Technicolor battlefields in this game. You know, all these hooligans with their pogo sticks, their skateboards, and their hula hoops. No why that truck has just stopped there, but okay. Let's check out the hotel. Our nightly rate is not cheap, but we have clean sheets and rooms are secure. I'm sure you understand this keeps us very busy. Hot damn. Okay, I think I'm gonna get into enough. I'm gonna go buy that bracelet. And I'm gonna get into enough fights to gain another level, and then I'm gonna see if I can take on Frank. Can you believe it? A group of ruffians spit their gum on me as I was passing by. Look all! You look like you'd be a real target for the sharks. Better be careful. I think the bracelet just increases my defense, though I need it considering how hard some of these gang hooligans hit me. The hooligan! Yeah, I think I need $98 for the bracelet. So let's take out just enough for it, so that'd be 50... Wait. Yeah, 55. Bam. Math! I would like this bracelet, sir. This is defense change from 9 to 14. Thank God. Make it more difficult for me to just bleed out in the street. I don't think I've been in the hospital yet. Let's go in there and see what NPCs I can find, what dialogue we can get. This fight's not going very well. He keeps shredding fiercely. Hello, and you are? Say, have you ever suffered from some type of sickness or condition that you couldn't get cured at the hospital? For example, being diamondized, where your head gets as hard as a diamond. Or mushroom eyes, where you have a mushroom growing on your head. If you're ever stuck with these types of embarrassing conditions, we of the Magic Healing Shrine are here to ease your pain. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Crack. Not crack, crackery. Crockery? Crockery! Healing crock, there we go. Snake oil salesman, that's what I'm trying to get at. Excuse me while my brain turns to mush. We're ready and waiting. In the lobby of hospitals all over the world. The person next to me is the great teacher of magic healing. I heard that around here our doctor is #1. I see. #1 at what exactly? Do I want to know? Probably not. When I came to visit my friend at this hospital, I somehow slipped and fell in the hallway. So now I'm staying in the hospital too. This could be the basis for a great tragic tearjerker. Well, maybe not. Comedy, maybe. Welcome to Onnet Hospital. I run the place. Ah, gotcha. Sorry, I'm just a patient here. I was smashed by a mouse. What? You're here to visit my daughter? So you're the one who calls her in the middle of the night and talks for hours. No, it's not you. Why did you come to this room? Because I'm a weirdo? I'm a weirdo and I don't know anything about personal boundaries? Tombstone blowout sale. We have a special discount for those who have passed on in this hospital. What would you like written on your tombstone? Andy, pepperoni, and cheese. Those snakes are very, overconfident, perhaps we should say. Now, let's actually go in here and get into a couple of fights. It was you! You beat up my buddy, didn't ya? Better just beat it. Beat it. Beat it. To you I say no. Beat up your buddy, and now I beat up you. Sound like a real whiner to me. Don't get lippy or I'll kick your butt. Frank has an incredibly powerful weapon. If you get your hands on it, I bet you can stand against any enemy. Yeah, to tell you the truth, I like drinking tea and eating fresh vegetables. That doesn't fit my super cool image. Guess I just have to accept this about myself. When you buy an item that should be equipped, do you bother to actually equip it? I give a hint to my own enemy. I'm such a rockin' dude! I obviously have total confidence in my own abilities. So you're ready to get it on, Spanky? Spanky? Damn, are you ready to get it on? You just got atomized by a 12-year-old with a baseball bat. How does that make you feel? Spit, 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 saliva, spit, spit. You want some gum? Get your own, twit. It. Moi? No sharks have respawned. Oh wait, there's one. Shit! This is not going to end well. I shouldn't have tried to run away. I tried to run away so I wouldn't have to fight them both at the same time. That was a mistake. Okay, let's heal myself. That's not good. Skate Punk has to go. However, if I win this fight, I should gain a level. Which is the whole purpose of this. Ah, 2 hit points? That ain't nothing. So what are those shorts? What are these shorts that they're wearing? Yeah, I'm gonna need to heal myself again. Ooh, that's not good. If you got a crit on me, I would've been screwed. Let's throw away a cookie. Hamburger gives me more health, so. And I still haven't gained a level. I think I need to fight the shark in front of the door, so I may as well take him out. Hey kid, you want to become a member? No. Don't be such a snob. Your gang sucks. I mean, I'd have to wear that. And then we just flail at each other. Alright, that might be enough to put me over the top to actually take on Frank. Let's head back home. Get myself a glass of fortifying whiskey to eat, and then I'll come back down. I know the hotel is right there and I can use that, but goddammit, I'm cheap. Still no automatic wins against dogs, apparently, despite the fact that I can take them out in a single hit. I really like the music in this game, too. It's very pleasant. Hey, mama! Eat some whiskey and scoot up to bed. Grow some hair on that chest. Alright, Mom, I'm gonna go deal with the town's gang problem. All this money that you've earned by beating the crap out of people. I think there's actually some fan theories that Ness's father is actually the main character from the first game. Which, I don't think that at all lines up, but, you know, people like to think it. Yeah, that's a lot of them. I don't know if I want to actually take them on before fighting Frank. Swing around the block. Aha! Success! Hey, Frank. Looks like quite a piece of work. Frank also looks like quite a piece of work. I'm Frank. You are? Come on, can't you at least say your name? No, I can't. Frank attacked! Oh god, he's gonna shoot me. Frank said something nasty. Ness's guts went down by 1. Frank brandished a knife. Oh my. Oh, never mind then. That wasn't so bad. I mean, I'm nearly dead, but... Fail-proof Frank can't be beaten. This is Frankenstein Mark II! Apparently this guy built a robot. Am I gonna be able to heal myself before I... Okay, good. Creepy, jazzy music. I like how everything kind of gets hazy there. Oh well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Not gonna complain, however. This is my first defeat. Fail-proof Frank is now just Failure Frank. I know you've been assing around, so I'll tell you about Giant Step. It seems to be quite a powerful spot. Some kind of special power is stored there that allows certain people to perform wondrous feats. However, a monster sucked up all the energy at that spot. Difficult to get to Giant Step, that's all I know. I suggest you collect more information on your own. The entrance to the path leading to Giant Step is behind the touring entertainer shack. Urkel, the mayor of Onnet, has a key to the shack. Yes, you become stronger than I. Your adventure is just beginning. Thanks, Frank. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah! Sure are strong. Got me, at least. Now that I've done the police's job for them, I can go talk to the mayor, I guess. Since you beat up the sharks, you're the talk of the town. Mayor Perkle's waiting for you. Thank you so much for all your help. Look at that big round head. In the next election, please give a speech supporting Mayor Perkle. Hehehe. Hey! I'm Mayor B.H. Perkle. So nice to meet you. You beat up the town bullies, punched them out big time, kicked their butts, bit their heads off, spit in their eyes, and made them wet their pants. Then you forced them to promise not to make any more trouble. Thank you. What? Want a key to the touring entertainer shack? For someone as great as you, giving you the key could help keep the town peaceful. However, if you encounter a dangerous situation, please don't ask me to take any responsibility. I'll be able to avoid any responsibility, right? Sure. You're such a smart kid. Here's the key to the shack. Although it's small, the key is very important. You seem to have too much to carry. Get rid of some stuff you don't need and come back for the key later on. Yeah, I'm carrying too much crap, aren't I? Let's eat this cookie. Okay, now I have to go through this whole dialogue thing again. Typical politician. Here's the key to the shack. That's got the key to the shack. Anyway, I think I'm probably going to call it quits in a moment, but let's go a little bit further. See if I can get into a couple of rackets behind the shack and gain another level or so, or something. Although I don't think I run into much in the way of new enemies until I get into the caves behind them. So I'll do a little brief foray into the back. You're not worth my time, spiteful crow. I heard there's a big footprint on the hilltop behind the shack. I haven't seen it myself, just a rumor. Yes, use the key to the shack. Door opened. Man, this place sucks. I suppose the sharks kind of ruined it, so. The mouse. You engaged the rowdy mouse. Man, he is pretty rowdy looking. Goddamn. Oh yeah, the rowdy mice are pretty prone to doing crits, I think. Oh damn! Beat up a robot, get laid low by a mouse. Yeah, that is their whole thing. They don't do a lot of damage, but they do get crits pretty frequently. It's in this cave. An ant! You engaged the black antoid. There we go. Yeah, the enemies in here hit relatively hard. Oh, baby! The fence went up by 3. Offense, I suppose I should say, but you know. Eat the cookie. There's a skip sandwich inside. I'm pretty sure that, skip sandwich gives you a spring in your step for about 10 seconds. Also helps you recover your power a bit. Yeah, the skip sandwich makes me run a bit faster, I believe. Oh good, I only have to fight one mouse. Yeah, let's get into a couple of fights and grind for a bit more experience, and I'll head back to the house. I was hoping I'd be able to get the initiative there, but I guess not. Because if I remember right, I'm going to want a bit of a boost in power when I fight the boss of this place. I walked right by this mouse. They do give me a fair bit of experience points though, so I'll help with the level grinding. Oh no! Ants! Oh no! Wait, did I kill it? Yes! Okay, this is a good thing about this game. You may have noticed that the hit points and stuff wind down, almost like a roulette wheel kind of thing. Even if you're critically injured, if you can finish combat before your hit points completely run out, you don't die. It's a nice feature in this game. That could have ended terribly. But I'm alive. The important thing is I'm alive. Yeah, I may as well get into enough fights in here to gain one more level. The attack slug in this cohort. Slug A is attacking, living up to its name. Okay, so I've explored everything on the first floor of the cave. I'll have to remember that for next time. Ha! 8. Fence went up by 3. Luck went up by 4. Aha, now I know Psy rockin'. Excellent. But I'm still going to beat the crap out of every critter on my way out of this cave. Stand there, staring this mouse in the eye, waiting for it, daring it to come at me. That's enough spelunking for now. Do you have any new dialogue? What a cute yellow backpack. Thank you. I'm rather proud of it. So you better run in fear, dogs. Let's go have a chat with the neighbors. Lousy, lousy neighbors. My husband is very soft-hearted. I'm so tired. Nag, nag, nag. My dad really got after me. He said I get no dessert for the rest of the decade. I don't want to look at the meteorite anymore. Don't blame you, kid. A lot of bad memories associated with that meteorite. Hey Ma, where's the hooch? Don't bother yourself with talking now. You look tired. Others understand these things. Eat some whiskey and scoot up to bed. Caring? Yeah, I'll probably hang on to most of the stuff I've got on me currently. Rather than put some items in storage. Oh wait, no. I'm going to save it. Yes, it's your dad. Deposit $197 into your bank account. Thanks, Dad. Your old dad was also thinking about hitting the hay for the night. End. We're a great team, aren't we? Well, you should turn the power off instead of just pressing reset. Alright? And there we go. That it just ends there. Anyway, a relatively shorter stream, but you know, it's nice. It's nice getting into EarthBound. Let's see if I've got somebody I can send you on over to before I leave. Visco is. The reason why I'm leaning this way is because my microphone is in the way of the screen, so I can't actually see the... Yeah, it looks like Visco is playing Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, that's a quite a meaty RPG. I'll send you over to him. Alright, so I'm going to send you on over to VSCO. If you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you'll find folks to join me next time, which will be sometime throughout the course of the week, where I'll do some more, I don't know, probably either Animal Crossing or Yakuza 0. Either way. Thanks for dropping by to watch. Send you on over to V, and I'll see you folks next time. Until then, as always, I wish you a farewell, and I hope you have a great day. So long for now.